So welcome to everyone. I'm really happy to have you all here. My name's Melody and I work here at the National Youth Agency. What is Practice What We Preach all about, Ben?
It's about involving more young people in the decision making within the NYA.
But why are we calling it Practice What We Preach?
Because you preach to other people to involve more young people in what they do.
Today is simply about young people who we know, who we've worked with in different parts of the country, coming and sharing with us their experience and telling us how they can have more of a say in the NYA so we do a better service and they get a better deal.
We preach to other organisations about this is how you should work with young people, this is how you should involve them more in what you do. But how come we don't do that so much ourselves? We do to a certain degree, but not to a large extent. And I thought, we should practice what we preach.
Today then is changing it up a number of gears and saying, well, let's involve young people much more directly for their energy and their ideas, and critically to involve them with the big chiefs in the agency so that they can agree detailed plans by the end of the day about what we're going to take forward and how they get a better say.
I think it's really good for the young people to get to say what they think and how they feel.
But it also gives them a chance to hear some new information and try and find out new ways of actually trying to help us if the ways that they were trying before isn't working as effective as they could do.
No point in an older person saying, yeah, but you should get that and that and that. Ain't gonna work. We need someone that actually knows, who's been there, who's on the road, and us.
And the big idea for today was in 3 chunks. First of all, the young people having the space to explore what it's like for them, how their voice is listened to or not, what it's like in their area and where they live.
There are 4 statements for you. Do you agree or disagree with them? There are 4 faces in 4 corners of the room. That's strongly agree. That's agree. That's disagree. And that's strongly disagree.
Youth workers are getting more involved, social workers are getting more involved, people get more involved with young people nowadays than they did back 5, 10 years ago, so 20 years ago.
I disagree because I believe there was much more opportunity back then than there are now, because more and more there is no activities for the youth of this generation.
Yeah, basically we're just using these big A2 posters that we've got to put our opinions in post-it form on different areas about how we feel in our local community, basically. There's different things like staying safe. If we feel safe in our community, we use a green post-it for different coloured, coded post-its that represent how we feel as a person in our community. People have the choice if they want to put their opinions or not. It's really anonymous, but gets the views of everyone in one go, really, instead of having to stand up and tell everyone about your own community and stuff. You don't have to worry about expressing your opinion in your own way because you can just stick a post-it on it.
There's a lot of information to be taken in. It's like loads of different topics, loads of different views on how to do it.
There is something you can do because we've done it. We've done our speech with the mag and everything, and we got what we wanted. The funding, the parks, for the children to grow up in a safe environment. Third was a football and basket court, and then finally a youth shelter. The youth workers, PAs, connections and everything else. I mean, if they weren't here, then I don't know where we would be, really. It does take a while, but you ain't going to get snapped like that, so it does take a while.
Here today, what we've been able to do is bring the people with responsibilities across all the details of an organisation, whether it's the money, whether it's the staff, whether it's the style of leadership, whether it's the values of the organisation, and bring those right people together to have honest conversations and agreed plans to help make a change and make the NYA a more listening and responsive organisation.
Second part is come and meet us. This is what we do. This is what we do here. This is what our departments are. In all our departments around lunch, so the young people are going to go around the different lunch stations around the building, get to know the different people who work in these kind of various departments, get to know the work that we do, what we offer, because it's no good kind of saying come and be involved and tell us what's important and what you want to do if that's not really where our responsibilities lie and we don't have the power to kind of get that together.
It's really a young person friendly sort of atmosphere all the time. We don't feel patronised, you know, we really feel as if we're listened to here. I just feel really relaxed today. It's, you know, it's really informal. You know, even the staff here, they're not sort of all busy on with the work, they're smiling, they're happy, they want to talk to the young people here, and I think that makes you feel sort of wanted, and they really make what you're saying as if they're really going to use it to bring about change, and I think that's the key thing really, because if we didn't feel like that, you know, what's the point of the MYA, you know, so I think should be commended for that. If, as the MYA like to say, they're a candid friend to the government, so if they have got that influence there, and if they're sort of the filter, if you like, between the government and the young people in the country, I think it's important that we really get our voices heard and they really do listen to us, because then obviously they've got the contacts in the government, they meet with them regularly on all sorts of issues relating to young people, so it's just a really simple thing. They've got the contact, if they have a great contact with us, then we're more likely to influence what happens at the top, and I think that's what it's about.
The third part is about bringing those things together, actually saying, okay, so this is what you want, this is what we can give. How can we then realistically and practically involve those young people more? Let's agree on a kind of priorities with the agreement of the staff, so it's realistic, so we go away from today actually knowing where we've reached and what those realistic steps are to take.
The National Youth Agency are saying that more agencies, more communities should actively involve young people. I think they've taken a look at themselves and said, well, hang on, we're not doing that. So this is about prioritising what they're doing, and we've taken a look at their strategies. We're using Here by Right to see if we can prioritise what the National Youth Agency are doing.
What we're doing now, yeah, we're just putting our top 3 things that matter to us on the board behind me. And of the point, it's important, it's good that that the adults listen to us, because then we can get our point across.
We're prioritising the structures that the MYA should put in place to basically make it more efficient and to get things going. So at the moment we've got top adult groups take seriously what's important to us.
Someone said to me, well, it's about time you did something like this. And I thought about that. I've been here since 2002. I said, no, this is of its time. If you try and pull off a set piece where you're really putting yourself in the spotlight, that's too early, it's threatening. And I think the mood today, this isn't threatening, this is being embraced by a whole range of staff, people who sell the books, people who run the events, colleagues who do information and everything, including the bosses, saying, no, we're fine with this, we've done a lot, we know we're doing well, and so this is a real push to do more and do it better.
It's been really informal, it's been quite fun. Even though there has been a lot of information to take in, it's been easy, it's been enjoyable, as well as meeting a lot of inspirational other young people from across the country. You know, you hear some of the stories and it almost brings a tear to your eye, because there are young people in this country who really do want to make it better.
For all our work on young people's participation, I find myself increasingly, well, why bother? What difference does it make? And the stories of what difference it makes is what keeps us going and keeps the job worthwhile and meaningful.